Okay, welcome, welcome. I'm going to extend this so you can see it a little bit better on your screen. Presentation. Okay, wonderful. Yeah, I'm so excited to be doing this tonight. This is one of the first public trainings that I've done on the business side of things. I've been an entrepreneur for 17 years. I quit my job back in, what would that have been, 2014. I was working as a marketing manager at an online payments company. And it was time. It was time. And throughout all the years, that I've been an entrepreneur. I've done a lot of mentorship and people will reach out to me and say like, teach me what you know. And so I'll do that sort of thing, but not on a larger capacity. And so I'm really excited to start sharing a little bit more about this because I have more capacity to share and bigger ideas. And so I'm excited to get into it. So yeah, just thank you for trusting me with your evening and spending some time with me. I'll spend about, I'm hoping to have everything wrapped up in about 40 minutes. So I want to share a simple path with you, ideas that I have. Ideally, a lot of the conversations that I have with individuals that want to grow their business or just start thinking about more passive income that they can create is like if I could have 500 extra dollars a month. And I want to express to you that you don't need thousands of followers to do this. You don't need to become a salesperson. You don't need to sacrifice family time or just like delve deep into things. In fact, everything that I share can be used online and offline. And as I was putting together today's presentation, I've been working on this for quite some time, but I was just like refreshing my mind and going through things. I realized that a lot of this has to do with understanding a couple of core values with relationships, and that is trust is such an important thing. And I'll never forget, and maybe I've shared the story and you've heard it before, but I never forget, there was this blogger that I was following way, way back in the day, and she shared a frozen fruit mix. And without thinking about the ingredients or anything, I went to the store, I bought it, I used it in a smoothie, and the first ingredient was sugar, and I didn't realize until I took my first sip. And that definitely got me thinking, okay, so as I start building recommendations and being at the time a practitioner to clients one-on-one, I need to make sure that the things that I'm recommending, I stand behind, I plant my flag in because trust is so important. And so everything that I'm sharing tonight is field tested by me, individuals that I mentor, and small circles of people with busy lives and a desire to create more for themselves. So let's kind of go through what this roadmap can look like tonight. And I put this out here just because sometimes if you work with me on one-on-one, you know I can kind of go on tangents. And so I love having a structure. And so if through tonight's call you have questions, just feel free to pop them in the chat and we can go through those things. But I just want to highlight kind of what the flow is going to look like. So I want to share with you strategy to market online and offline. And in that comes relationship building, which is very important to personal connection and development and understanding what people need. Comparison of opportunities online. So many of you have reached out to me in the past and said, like, how do I make just a couple of dollars on the side sharing products that I love without spending a lot of time doing it and actually making good commission? And I shared this recently that when I was an affiliate manager, I think I had that job between around 2009 to 2011 or 12. Commission structures for when you love a product, you share a product, base pay was 40%. Like base pay was 40% across the board. Amazon right now for products that you and I would both know and love are between 1 and 3%. And so sharing products that we love doesn't make a lot of money. And that just makes it more challenging to make this make sense. And so I want to share what's worked in all of that. And so we're going to be going through the 3 lies that block most women from earning online, and I'm going to say offline too, and we'll get into those details in a sec. And then quick actions that you can try during the call to help with this process. And then a clear path to reach $500 in monthly commission in the next 90 days. I think that that is totally doable. Even if you're like, I don't even want a clear path. I'm just here to like learn some stuff from you. Like, stay, enjoy, let's hang out, no problem. Okay. So I shared about this just previously, but you all know me in some capacity. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here because I was only inviting individuals that I knew into this. So I became a nutrition blogger in 2010 after graduating nutrition school in 2007. So 4 years later, my side project that I quit my job for, I quit in around 2013, somewhere around there. You know, it starts to get fuzzy after a decade. That side project, Healthful Pursuit, started making $1 million. It became a $1 million company, and I had 13 employees, and it was a really big deal. And I, I, I really just the core of everything that I do is what do people need, and how can I provide that need? And that's what's really driven me to continue to do this work. Now, in 2018, I had a seizure, a stress-induced seizure that took me out and really had me reassess what I was pushing toward. I had a bunch of people working for me. I didn't have connection as much with individuals, and I honestly hated it. So I took a long break. That's when we bought our sailboat and we just checked out. And so we went from big company down to totally retired fully for 2 years. I was not working and I really had to restart from scratch. And when I restarted from scratch during COVID, basically, um, I wanted to maintain the connection with people and I wanted to find products that I loved and share those with individuals. I wanted to connect with individuals on a coaching basis and I wanted to mentor individuals. And those were like the three pillars of what I wanted to do. And if you follow me in any capacity, you know that I really value taking time off to spend with my family. About a week, a month, I take completely off. I just went to Canada and spent time with my parents and my sister. She's getting married next month and I will be taking off a week and a half for her wedding. And so just creating that lifestyle that allows us to serve people, benefit people, connect with people, and then also make the commission that we need to do the things that we want in our life. And so what I want to share with you is the $500 mark is not like a random number. I think if we were talking about like, let's insert item that you enjoy, like sleep gummies. I get those a lot from clients of like, I'm taking these sleep gummies and link them up on Amazon. And when I check the commission, it's like 1%. You could share those sleep gummies worth $20 to 100 people and get nowhere close to $500 commission. And the sleep gummies, the quality on Amazon, the issues not having control over the product and marketing, and there's so many issues going that route. And so surveys show that $500 removes most short-term money stressors like groceries, kids' sport fees. In fact, I just chatted with a lady today and she was like, soccer is due. And that was $750, boom, just like that. Credit card minimums. So I think it's very possible with the correct structure and some of the strategies that I'm going to share with you so you know what to look for and what you can spend your time on, that it's definitely achievable in 90 days. Let's lay the foundation. I'll share with you what I look for and the strategies that I use for not only finding a product that I love, because that is absolutely essential. We're going to be talking about why that's so essential, but also finding a product where the company values your time and energy that you're putting into promoting their brand. Time and time and time and time and time again. I partner with brands for a short period of time. I help develop the brand, make okay commission, and then they end up dropping their affiliate program and running with their own thing. And so it really requires you to understand and connect with the brand and the individuals responsible for that brand. Okay, so let's go into the first lie that keeps us stuck when we start thinking about, maybe I could make an extra $500 a month. Like maybe that's possible. The first thing that usually goes through our mind is like, who am I going to share this with? I don't know enough people to make $500 a month. So let's just say you find that perfect product that you love and you want to shout about it up to the rooftops. Like, this is a product that you use every day, you love, your friends are asking you, hey, what's different about you? And you're like, this product, I love it so much, you need it. So there's three issues with this structure is one, you think that you need a large audience to make a difference. Two, the brand likely won't pay you enough that it will make a difference for you and your family consistently. And that's a huge issue. Like, yes, share the product because you love it, but you are working for this company for free. When you share a product and you're like, hey, friend, you need this, and that product is benefiting from you sharing your experience. And I think it's completely fair to say, well, you're basically like a little marketing ninja and you're out there sharing their product. Of course they should pay you and pay you fairly for the connection that you have to the individual that you're sharing with. So another problem with this structure is that you're likely concerned that you're going to come off weird. And so you avoid sharing for profit and instead just share with your friends and then they buy and you don't make commission. So there's all this stuff. So I really want to unpack this. So let's go into the first issue, which is that we think that Instagram, like Instagram celebrities equals huge follower accounts. And so therefore we assume that income only follows fame. So I used to have around 300,000 followers and many left over the course of the last year because of the content that I have been sharing, specifically when I became a Christian, especially. And I was really concerned, like, what is this going to do? And I kept focusing like, no, I love Jesus. We're just going to focus on this. And when I started to see that the most important thing, to go back to that trust piece, is if I move with integrity toward what do the people need and how can I serve them and just stay focused on that, I'm telling you that analytics actually show that click rates near 10% on accounts that have 1,000 followers or less. And when we have more followers, like 10,000 plus, the click-through rate goes down to 1%. So what does that tell us? Less followers engage more with the content. So that's a tenfold advantage in smaller circles. And so when people feel seen, connected, heard, they develop a trust with you, they see the fact that you truly want to help them and you're excited about XYZ thing, even if it's a group of friends. The trust that you develop with an individual, it takes time to grow and it's very quick to shift. And so that's why the integrity of understanding the product that you're sharing is really important, and understanding the person's needs. Okay. So I have like a little mini action that you can do right now. So I want you to think of a person in your life that often expresses that they feel tired in the morning. So last time you chatted with them, they're like, oh my goodness, I'm so exhausted. Like every time XYZ happens, I'm so tired, blah, blah, blah. So I want you to think of that individual and then you can send them the message that I'm going to put in the chat. Like, hey, I found a 2-minute checklist that helps you wake with more energy. Do you want to try it? Okay, here's the checklist. You can take a little screenshot of the checklist. And when they say, yeah, I want to try it, send them this. Easy as that. You know what the person needs. They've told you. And I think a lot of the times we feel like we don't have the tools to help the individuals in our lives. And that couldn't be further from the truth. Couldn't be further from the truth. So this is a quick way that you can connect with individuals and help them with a thing that they have said that they need support in. So you've just taken your first trust building step, right? We haven't mentioned any products or sales or links. This is just genuine help, genuine help. And That's the foundation of everything. If you are looking to support people in any capacity, online or offline, if you have a coaching business, if you're looking to get into some side hustle thing, and I'm going to show you a couple of resources that you can use in developing what that could look like. But for now, just you chose to be in this class because you were like, yeah, I'd like some side hustle, $500 extra a month, that'd be cool. So we need to start thinking not necessarily in the money first, like what am I going to get out of it, is what can I deliver to people that have told me that they're struggling with XYZ. And this sort of engagement helps people, it deepens relationships, and it helps you understand what the people around you need. And this proves to you that you don't need a large following to make an impact. In fact, something that I do on a weekly basis, I give all of all of the people, all of my customers and my clients and everyone my personal phone number and personal chatting. And every week I save, like every time they send me a little message of like, this helped in this way, I actually screenshot it and I put it in a folder. And every week I have something in my calendar and it says, go through the progress messages. And I just click through them. And it's like, wow, some days I feel like I have helped nobody. And it's just one of those days where I'm pushing the boulder up a really steep mountain. And I read those messages. And one person, if we can impact one individual with some sort of support, this is the way that we want to do it. So line number one was that you feel like you need a large following or a big network of people in order to make an impact in other people's lives, and that couldn't be far from the truth. Lie number two is that selling online or in person or being excited about something is totally sleazy. So no one wants to be the Tupperware pusher. I remember I was like early 20s when the Tupperware thing was really big where I was from, and it was just you don't want to have your feed flooded with product shots. And I don't want to do that. I'm not interested in that. It's a really good way of thinking about this is like if you find a recipe that you love and you go back to it over and over and over again, you share that recipe because you enjoy it and you think that others would benefit from it. So, like, who doesn't want a perfect lasagna recipe? But whether you're sharing in person or online, understanding the value that that lasagna recipe brings to people takes the sleaze out of it. Like, if you knew that all of your friends that you were in contact with were in college and they lived out of a microwave, would you share a lasagna recipe with them? Absolutely not, because what are they going to do with a lasagna recipe? So it really requires you to hear and listen and respond out of people's desires that they've shared with you or the goals that they've shared with you. So in this section, I want to show you that providing value doesn't need to create the ick when you're sharing out of like truth. So I'm just going to take a sec and check through the chat. Okay, we're good. Moving back here. Okay, so truth always has to be valued first and the invite second. So in the last example, in the screenshot that I shared with you and that little message that you could send to a friend, if they're exhausted all the time, right? You're like, oh, I remember this friend that said that they were exhausted all the time. And I just saw this list. Like, do you want me to send it to you? Here you go. Perfect. So you're teaching them, you're inspiring them, you're encouraging them. That needs to take up 80% of the stuff that you put out there, always, because that's how you understand what people need and what to invite them to. So when people follow others, they want to solve real life problems. They don't want to see like product links. They don't want to see, oh, just buy this and do that and blah, blah, blah. Same with when you're sitting around with a bunch of girlfriends. It's not like you sit down for coffee and are like, oh my gosh, check out this thing that I just bought, right? You're like, how are you? How's your day? Because these are real people with real issues and real needs. And based on the conversation we just had and that outline in line number one, you bring value and impact to the conversation, whether it's one person or 10 people or 100 people. So 80% of our interactions need to look like name the problem, drop an instant tip that helps them, and then invite them to share feedback. So that friend that was exhausted and you shared this list, follow up with them in 3 days. How did it go? What did you try? Did it work? Just real life person trying to help them with a thing that you found, right? So I'm pretty self-conscious in person and even online about providing value to friendships. Like it's really important to me to connect with others and just be of use to them and also learn from them. And so this strategy has definitely helped me because I can be self-conscious. I'm like, did I talk about myself too much? Did I not ask enough questions? And this just helps me develop deeper relationships in my personal life of just like, what did they say? Do I have something to add to this? Is there a solution that I know of that could help them? Do they want the solution? So it's not like your friend that was exhausted, you're like, hey, I found this list of all these things because last time you said it, you were exhausted, remember? No, 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 no. No, you say like, hey, I found a list. Do you want it? Maybe they're like, no, man, I can't handle one other thing. Do not send it to me. It'll just overwhelm me. But then don't send it to them. All right. We don't want them to be overwhelmed. So here's some examples, like 3 examples, and you're going to notice like the rhythm. Okay. So if you're having an afternoon slump or like you're working really hard, the quick tip, stand up, take 20 slow breaths near an open window or outside. Get out of your desk, go outside, look at the sun, go back to your desk, and try this tomorrow and DM me if it helps. Perfect. If somebody says, like, I have cravings after dinner, I mean, these are all geared toward health and wellness because it's what I do, but it can be literally anything. So, having cravings after dinner, brush your teeth, then sip on peppermint tea, close the kitchen. Don't sit on the couch because you're going to be snacky and you're going to want a sweet treat, right? So let me know if the cravings disappear by just switching the strategy. Trouble winding down at night, dim the lights, put your phone in another room for 30 minutes before bed. Don't do a call at 8 p.m., right? I'm going to be up like, oh, that was so awesome. I'm so glad I got to do this. So, and then the invite would be, tell me tomorrow if you slept better, right? So this can be about anything. It's problem, tip, invite for conversation. And this doesn't apply, I mean, it applies to literally everything. And when you start to see this strategy come up in conversations, you're like, oh man, this is the best. I can actually support the people around me. So let's get into the third lie is that I don't have enough time. I haven't checked the chat in a second, but yeah, nobody's saying that. But I know some of you are thinking it. You're like, oh man, this seems like a lot of work. I do not have enough time to even think about making an extra $500 a month. So between like careers, caregiving, self-care, time feels scarce, and yet income responds to consistency, not length. Okay. So here's like a 15-minute power block situation that I've come up with. I'm sure that this is not my creation, but it definitely helps me. Power blocks focus on one task at a time. So, like on Monday, you schedule content. On Wednesday, you follow up on messages. On Friday, you share results. The brain loves these tight boxes and it also stops you from checking results every day and then checking messages every day and spending so much time spinning your wheels. And so, when we are consistent with the time that we have, say you're like, okay, I have 15 minutes to dedicate to this every day. That is all I have. Then we need to come up with a structure that works for you. So here's an example of like block one would be create. So this is your first 15 minutes. You're going to, let's just come up with a schedule. I'm just coming up with ideas, right? It might not be what your life looks like, but for example, create. So this 15-minute block is all about creating things. So drafting, scheduling, writing, no overthinking. Just you can even use it from a content vault. So if you're thinking about doing affiliate marketing, the great thing about like good affiliate marketing programs is that they have like really good content blocks and like things to start thinking about so you can start developing ideas around what kind of creative things you're going to come up with. So that's the create block. So in your second block, connect, you're not also creating. You're like, okay, who do I need to connect with? If we're thinking about the last slide where we were talking about those invites, right? Let's go back to it so you know what I mean. these invites, line 3. So we're like, try this tomorrow and DM me if it helps. That's something that we would follow up with in Connect. How did it go? How was your sleep? How are your cravings, etc. And then, oops, I screwed up. It should say block 3. I checked through this presentation 500 times, but we found the mistake. Hopefully there's just one. And then we share results. So we're like, oh man, I'm so glad that your sleep was better. Do you want more support on sleep? And just have a dialogue with them. This is literally 75 minutes a week. And this fits during lunch, kid pickup line, evening TV. What I do my blocks on my morning walks. And I even rhyme that because I am that awesome. No, I'm kidding. I do these blocks on my morning walks and I get through the blocks that I need to do. So when I get back home, I'm ready for the day. I've caught up on everything and I'm good to go, right? So it doesn't need to be this huge, big thing. So this is all in the context of a product that you love and want to share with people. So let's put it into the real world example. And I'm going to use Amazon again, even though I think it totally sucks and I wouldn't recommend you picking a product on Amazon and sharing it in any capacity. Not because it's not a good product. I know that there are great products on there, but you're going to spend a lot of time making $20 a month, if that. So let's say you start taking this new sleep supplement and it's made such an impact to you and the quality of your sleep. And because of that, you're recovering better and you're sharing to your friends and you're saying, here's what I use for better sleep. And you link to the product, it's not going to be effective because people aren't interested in that. What they want is you need to start thinking about what problem it solves. Better rest equals better energy. And so what do you do in addition to taking this product that helps you get better sleep and better energy? What have you tried that hasn't worked? How have you been frustrated? So what big change have you noticed in your life because of better sleep? That's what we want to go toward. That's how we connect with people. And that is how we understand whether or not the product that we're really excited about is even going to land for the person. Very similar to the lasagna recipe. You could love that lasagna left, right, and center, but if all the people you're talking to don't have ovens, why would you share the lasagna recipe? Then that's just, it's not what they need. They need like Amy's burritos because they're delicious in the microwave. And that is a very good product to share with them. They're very delicious, actually. So a live like mini action is think about your schedule and 3 power blocks this week that you could add to your calendar right now, right? So given the examples that I've shared with you, like pick times that match your life, set a phone alarm, honor them like you would a dentist appointment or a hair appointment or an eyelash appointment, right? 75 minutes a week. I know it does not seem like a lot, but many of the women that I mentor on affiliate marketing, that's what they have. They're like 15 minutes, 15 minutes, 15 minutes, and we're breaking it all up and we're doing that same flow. Create, connect, convert. Create, connect, convert. And building relationships. That block 2, like actual block 2, connect, is absolutely essential to understanding what individuals need and what value you can bring. So I can guarantee that all of us on this call have run across a product that we really love. Like really love. And there's this fleeting idea of like could I share this? Could I share this with family and friends and online connections and colleagues? And we often don't because we don't have a large following, or we felt like it was sleazy sharing it, or we felt like we didn't have enough time to dedicate to sharing, and the dream kind of like fizzled out pretty quick. So each of tonight's truths like move you toward something different. Okay, so I'm gonna share the way that I see this working and the issues that I see in other brands and partnerships and all the things. So when we're thinking about the product that we love, yeah, like you could think of your top 3 products that you use around the house. Maybe it's like your favorite health products, your favorite home products, scheduling products, and reach out to them and see if they have a discount code and affiliate link. Chances are the products that you know and love will range anywhere between like 1% to like 10-ish% commission. And as somebody that has done I've been on both sides. I've managed affiliates. I've managed teams that have made affiliates. So a brand that required affiliates, and we had to reach out and get people to buy in and like want to be affiliates and share our product. And I've been on the other side of it in more the influencer capacity of just finding brands that I enjoy and sharing them. So definitely, you could build everything yourself and say you have a business idea and you're like, I really want to make a grooming your cat guide. I think that's great. Like you could totally use this whole flow that I shared with you and the lies and the strategy to like build it out with those three. I was trying to think, what are the three things that I talk about the most with people when I'm mentoring them about like how to move past? Or if you're a health coach and you want to start those blocks and start thinking and asking and having questions. It's not just I'm out here and I have a thing to sell and I'm ready to sell it. No, no. Like it doesn't fulfill you. It won't create connection with people. You won't understand what people need and you won't be able to deliver actual value to people. So I want to share with you kind of like what I've discovered and what makes sense for me and my business and the conversations that I have with individuals on a daily basis. So if you know me in any capacity, I hope that you know that it takes me a long time to plant my flag anywhere. So the trust thing that we talked about earlier, like it is really important to me. And when I was thinking about doing this, thankfully my parents were actually visiting and we had long conversations for like 2 weeks as they were visiting of what I should do and what I was seeing in my practice because this was a big move for me and I was really concerned. And I'll just lay it out for you. I was promoting another product as an affiliate. I started noticing that that product wasn't working well. And this happens over years of promoting a product. Things change, stuff happens, products change. And I was chatting with my parents and I'm like, I have a lot of customers using this product, but my clients and many individuals are starting to reach out to me and say, like, it's not working. I'm noticing it's not working. The customer service is failing. Like, what do I do? Because this is going to impact us financially, but I can't not say something. And in the end, I was like, I have to tell the truth because if people are purchasing products and being purchasing products that I've said that I believe in and I don't. In fact, I just had a conversation with a partner today and they were like, so I don't think you like our product anymore. I'm like, you're right. I don't. That's why I stopped promoting it. So you don't need to pay me anymore because you have to believe in something. And that trust thing is just so important. So when I find a product that meets the highest standards, treats their customers well, provides great results to the point where I'm like, shoot, like this is going to make a mess of things, but this is so good. As you start to develop more and more marketing strategies and you're promoting your brand to switch brands or to find something that's better when the science changes. I mean, the amount of stuff I had to go through to like change things and rip stuff out, and it was just blah. So it when we find a product that you love, that's effective, that pays referrals well, you better believe that I investigate. And that's really what happened with bioactive precision peptides. I put a couple clients on them just thinking like, yeah, let's just try this thing. Because sometimes things come across my desk and I research them. I'm like, this sounds pretty cool, but like, let's try it out and see. And then it just fizzles out and it's no good. But clients were coming back to me saying like, dang, this stuff is good. Like what, tell me more about this. And I'm like, shoot. Like, shoot. So I'm going to put one of the research papers that I did. This is one of them. I also have another. Let me get it and I'll put it in the chat as well. The clinical outcomes document that I'll link up here is, I'm pretty happy with it. It basically outlines the process that I use to determine the bioactive precision peptides and like the changes that were happening with my clients. So that's really what I did with Make Wellness. In September 2024, I started doing the research on bioactive precision peptides. I've linked up to it in the chat. And if you're watching the replay, you'll see it down below. And so Make launched less than a year ago and is already shipping tens of thousands of orders a month. Like, brilliant scientists are at the helm. Like, when I have discussions with them, and thankfully I've been able to have deep conversations with the science team and understanding the product, the solid amount of understanding of these products and clinical grade testing and a 60-day empty bottle guarantee. Like, if you go through the whole product and you're like, nah, they'll just refund your money. That combination is why customers stick and why I can share with confidence. I share with confidence in a combination of all of these, but like the first thing is like, does the science make sense? So it's not just about, hey, the science makes sense, but like nobody's loving this and they're not getting results. The results, it is the catapult that takes it to the next level. And that's what I mean. When I've understood a product, if people are not getting results or they start not getting results, then I'm like, hey guys, like, doesn't matter how much I'm getting paid. It doesn't matter anything else. If people are not happy with the product, we can't do this. Like, it's not going to work. And so that clinical outcomes document that I linked up is really good at outlining the changes that I saw with clients that we were using the bioactive precision peptides. And I'm going to talk about what bioactive peptides are, and we'll get into some of the details around other affiliate programs and kind of how they work. So peptides speak the body's language. So until Make, most peptides came as pricey injections. I was actually trialing a whole bunch of different peptide injections right around the time that I was researching the bioactive precision peptides, because let me tell you, they're expensive. I was looking at a peptide that was $700 a month. Like, okay, like that's not even, we can't even, how? No. So we discovered plant-based peptides, which are basically protected with a patented delivery matrix, and they are put into sticks and capsules. So basically how this works is the fava bean, let's go for example. Enzymes attack the little fava bean, okay? All these amino acids are broken up. AI technology goes in and looks at all the different structures and starts putting the different amino acids in certain sequences to test whether or not, let's call it the ABCDEF sequence, and whether or not that's going to reduce inflammation, or if it needs to be ABDEF, right? Like just a little bit of a different organization. So when we're looking at these bioactive precision peptides, they go into the body, they signal almost like a text message to the body to say, hey, reduce inflammation. And so when people start taking these products, I get the most messages that I've ever gotten about a product. And like I said, when I shared this with a couple of clients, I was thinking like, we're just going to trial this out. Most of them are going to say it didn't work and we'll just move on. But all of them were sending me pictures and messages, and I'm like, oh boy, okay, let's broaden the scope. Let's do more people, more people, more people. And I was getting more orders and more subscriptions and more excitement. When we have quick reorders and subscriptions and happy people and results, this is an affiliate income that is awesome because everyone's winning. Like, everyone's winning. And how exciting is it to have an effective product that's lower cost, aka not $700 a month like the injections of peptides are, that people get results on, that people need and want? Like, yes, absolutely yes. So think of the top wellness wishes that people name, like more muscle, fewer cravings, clear mind, steady mood, better sleep. You get the idea. So each of the products within the Make line helps with, like, kind of targets that area of an individual's goal. So customers often stack them, subscribe, and message you within days saying like, whoa, I can tell something's different. And then in a few weeks, like, my nails have never been this strong, or I was able to get off XYZ medication. My doctor can't believe it. Like, big wins. In fact, I'm going to have Kevin on the podcast because we did a little peptide trial with him with the Fit, and his blood work is night and day different. Like, it's very rare as a practitioner that clients will follow through on plans that we make. And what I found with the bioactive precision peptides is that they're easy to follow and people notice the changes, and we're seeing the changes in blood work, which you'll see in the clinical outcomes document that I linked up to. And then people are more motivated. So for example, if you look at this little chart, the product is fit, and what it does helps with muscle repair and strength. Oh, look, another spell mistake. Yes, number 2, muscle repair and strength. It also helps with inflammation. So clues that you need it include lingering soreness or slow recovery, right? So fit is by far the most popular one and the one that I recommend the most, followed by calm and then lean, I would have to say. And so when we have these quick wins, when it starts with, whoa, something's different, into a couple of weeks later, XYZ has changed, a product that meets the goals of the individual will fuel interest. When we get quick results, it fuels customer retention. And when we have a unique product offering, like no one else in the wellness industry is offering oral bioactive precision peptides, period. It locks in your customers and helps you develop that relationship with them, and that you can provide support. And this is a product to love, and this is a product to share, and this is a product that people get excited about. I'm actually also, because you guys follow me, gonna pull up the Clean Slate guide, because I know that you're gonna ask me questions about like, but the quality and all the things, which is so important. So let's move on, and I'll kind of share kind of what this looks like. So let's put our business hats on, okay? Because as an individual who, it still blows my mind, created this multi-million-dollar company of literally just asking, what do the people want and how can I provide that to them? Like that every time I get off into La La Land, I'm like, nope, what do they want? And how can I provide them to them? Don't think about anything else, but let's put our business hats on. On this slide, it says that there's a 78% reorder rate, and I wanted to put this on there because that's the company-wide, but what I see is actually 87%. So 87% of the people that initially purchase the bioactive precision peptides come back in a month and get more. So that's unlike anything that I've ever seen. Like, I was with Perfect Keto when they first started up. I never, ever, ever, ever saw that, like ever. And that was a huge ramp up, huge. This is like, I would have to say 20 times more. The global peptide space sits around $46 billion today, and it's forecasted to hit $92 billion in 9 years. So that's all synthetic or injectable peptides. So Make is the first to market with a daily natural peptide line, and we're still just in month 6. So we're here at the very beginning, and this is just, it's going. And that's all exciting. Like, yay, money, cool, commission, great. But again, going back to the lies and how we can provide value, it's, do you like the product? Can you agree with the product? And so when you're thinking about, maybe you look at this Make stuff and you're like, nah, I'm good, I don't want it. So what I need you to think about is, when you're looking at other products, let's say you're like, I want $500 commission in my pocket every month that would really support my family. I'm gonna connect with my friends, understand what they need and want, or start my Instagram up again, I'm gonna connect with people, understand what they need and want. You need to look for a product. If you want to do the affiliate marketing stuff, you need to look for a product that pays well, that respects the work that you're putting in, right? Like we talked about, if you're out there being a marketing ninja and they're paying you literally $1 a day, that's not like super helpful. You need good customer service. You need a product that's backed, and if it's a wellness product, science to match it and the understanding there, and business growth. Because oftentimes I've made this mistake. At least once I can think of a product that I probably shouldn't have. I was excited about it, dove into the science. It was really, really great. People benefited from it. It was awesome. But like a month and a half later, the company went out of business. I was like, oh, I probably should have looked at the business side of things too. And I didn't even think. I was like, it's effective. it's awesome. And they just went out of business. And so that's really challenging to then pivot. So let's talk about how affiliate plans and options are different and what to look for in a proper affiliate program if you decide that it's affiliate in any capacity is where you want to take things. So you want to look for an affiliate based program. So there are a lot of programs that require you to get starter kits. There are fees, there are like rank loops, hoops, things that you have to like, if you don't hit this, then you don't get that. And basically what you're looking for is you share, people order, you get paid. And you get paid the next business day, not 60 days from now. Amazon is sitting at a new sign up, I think, is 90 days. So you share a product in like January, you're going to get paid out in April. That is crazy. And commission, you really want to make sure that the commission is like at least 20, minimum 20, not one. Do not one. I want to find something that again, effective, science driven, supports customers, respects customers, goes the next level for customers, and also pays well so that I don't have to hustle as hard. I want it to be effective. I want people to be excited about it. And I want to not be sitting up. Well, today's an exception. I never work this late. I don't want to be sitting up until the wee hours of the morning working on stuff. So these are kind of like what you want to look for. And I would say that from a commission standpoint, Make hits all of these. And what a lot of people like is you get daily pay. Every single day, you get an email saying, we've just paid you. And that, so I'm not a mom, so I don't know, but I have all my friends are moms. Many of you are moms, I'm sure. And the stress that comes with organizing things, especially back to school stuff. And I know it's just like nutso to be able to get paid every day is just such a blessing. So let's look at kind of comparison of Make versus a typical model. So you can kind of see like join cost. Usually you're going to have to get the starter kit or pay a fee to get started in typical models. Monthly fees and auto ships are oftentimes mandatory. I know that I've been messed with that quite a few times. Commission paid. Okay, so usually on a typical model, you're going to get about 1 to 10%. Make does up to 40%. So it kind of like tiers as you get more volume. Quotas. A lot of the times it's like with other affiliate programs, it's like, well, you didn't hit $500, you didn't hit 500 in sales. Therefore, we're not paying you this month. And we're going to wait until you hit this threshold until we pay you. But I made that money. But like, so you know, training and content. A lot of programs now don't provide like really any support. They're like, our product's awesome, just share it like an influencer. And you're like, but I'm not. I need help. I need help. So, and oftentimes the product return policy, I'm noticing a lot of products, they'll say that they have a money back guarantee, but it's like 14 days, or if the product is open, they won't do it, or they'll give you store credit, and that's like not helpful at all. So if you're like, dang, that's great, I want to like try this. Cool. That's awesome. I would love for you to try this. I think what I want you to understand is that $2,000 in sales made with Make would give you a $500 commission. That same amount would be a $20 payout with Amazon. So $2,000 in sales on Amazon would give you a $20 payout, but a $500 commission at Make. And maximum $200 in other affiliate programs, like maximum. That's like really, really nice. And so again, we need to make sure that we love the product. So I'm going to be going through kind of like your benefits as an affiliate, but then I want to talk about the product because that's really important. If you haven't already tried it, like we need to make sure that you try it if this is what you decide. If it's not what you decide, I hope that you can take these tips away about like what to look for in a strategy, how to develop a strategy, like take whatever and ask me questions. I'll be in the chat even after this call if you have questions. So if you decide to become an affiliate with Make, basically when you sign up, I'm going to text you and I'm going to send you like a quick start video program. Then you're going to have my real number, like not a bot. A lot of people like unfollow or say like, stop. to my text messages. I'm like, no, this is like actually me. Like I'm texting you right now. And then we also have a Facebook group chat that's ran by my friend Brooke, and she like is a master marketing genius and posts content in the chat that we all engage with, and it's super fun. And then because I lean more toward the science aspect and really understanding products and why we're using them, why they're effective, how they work. A lot of the resources that I provide are more educational so that you can understand like what you're using and how and why and all the things. So absolutely not necessary at all. So sharing authentically comes from a love of the product. I never, ever, 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 ever believe in sharing a product for a commission that you don't love, you've never tried, and you can care less about. And a lot of brands nowadays, unfortunately, the other side of things, like I see a lot of influencers promoting like AG1, for example, and yes, I will totally call them out. They offer a significant amount of money for you to just say the word, and their product is absolute trash. Like it's a multivitamin made in a lab that they say is a greens powder. And so you need to try the product. You need to believe in the product. You need to see the results, and you need to have a willingness to help people because one, I think it's really important, and two, it helps you understand how to help people more. Like you're only benefiting them more. And if what you recommend doesn't work for them or doesn't align with them, then you think, okay, well, what other resources that I have can I share with you? So it's not necessary at all to order product in order to become an affiliate, but I highly suggest whatever program that you decide or whatever area that you decide to put your time, that you heavily try the product before you start sharing, because never share a product that you're saying that you love but you don't actually. So let's go back to a couple of slides on like the products themselves. So by reading through this, you might be like, oh my goodness, focus. Like I could really use sharper focus and memory, and I have brain fog, and the strain in my eyes is terrible. Maybe it's like, okay, that's your jam. Like you see that and you're like, I want that, right? Maybe that's the only thing. I mean, when I started with Make and sharing, I was like, I'm going to land on Calm, and I'm going to see how people like Calm, and I'm going to start from there and work my way up. So going back to, you decide like, dang, Leanne, let's go. Okay. Um, the Peak Performance Kit has all 6 products. And when you get it, you get a $60 discount on subscription. So I like it because it gives you an introduction to the brand, and you get to try it all, and you get to understand and share from an authentic place of what works, what doesn't taste good, and all those things. If you decide to join or simply just try the products, I'm sending an additional $40 cash back immediately when you purchase the Peak Performance Kit tonight. So with the $60 discount on subscription, which you can cancel anytime, so you can literally order it and then like next week cancel it and never be charged again. I'm also giving you $40 cash back instantly. So that's a $100 discount. So yeah, just remember to set up a subscription, which can be edited to get the biggest discount. And then I'll text you just like, hey, what's your Venmo? I'm going to send you $40. And then I just send you $40 on Venmo or PayPal or whatever you're using. So whether you decide to get the full kit for $100 savings, or one product that speaks to your goals, or you just walk away from today being like, oh yeah, that one thing that Leanne shared, that was really great. I'm going to use it in XYZ place. Cool. So when you sign up as an affiliate, you also get my personal phone number for support, a quick start guide, and I have a ton of different trainings, but we start with like the first one. And when you hit $2,000 in sales, you get $500 commission plus a $500 gift card of your choice to like, I think the list, oh, I have it here. Tiffany's, Nike, Disney, Ticketmaster, Lulu, and Apple. When I hit this, I got Lululemon, and then I bought a bunch of the same shirts, so I don't have to think about what I'm wearing when I work out. So that is such a gift to me, and I am so thankful. We talked about the Clean Slate Guarantee. So I linked it up. You can go through it. That's just like the base of all products that I would recommend, and then we can go deeper into the science. So I'm going to post a link in the show notes or show notes. I'm so used to saying that, show notes, because of the podcast. I'm going to post the link in the chat. Michelle asks, it's free to sign up as an affiliate with Make. Yes, it is absolutely free to sign up as an affiliate. There's no purchase required. So the join link I just put in the chat, it's healthfulpursuit.com/join. And when you join, you literally put in your information. It's like, welcome to being an affiliate. You're not asked to spend any money. So that's so important. And your purchases count toward your volume to a max of, I think it's $500 on the first circle. Yes. So yeah. So how it works, the total volume is based on your personal sales and the people that you refer. Yeah. So if you decide to sign up as an affiliate, again, you click that link, you follow through. Even if you join and you're like, I just need more time with Leanne. I want to see these resources. I want to like dip my toe in, not pay anything, and like 100%, let's go. Like just sign up. I'll text you. I'll send you a bunch of stuff. We can have a conversation about what you want to do, how you want to do it, and I'll be honest with you and just say this isn't going to work for you, or yes, this is awesome. Totally happy to do that. Now, if you're Canadian, when you click that link, you're going to be like, oh, it won't let me. So I have like a little workaround that works really great for this. And I have a bunch of actual customers in Canada that love the products and want to share. So here's what they do. They remain as a customer with Make. And when their friends say, oh, I really want that product, they say, great, I can order it for you. And they order it for them under their own subscription. So how this works is Make has this thing where you get 10% off your subscriptions. And once you've hit the fourth month of subscription, you get 20% off ongoing. So what these Canadians do, they will order for the people under their own subscription, charge them full price, but make 20% on the difference, or even 10% or whatever. Like you can discount it for them or whatever you want to do. So that's also an option. If you want to take advantage of the peak performance, I have a link. Let me find it. I'll put it in the chat here so you have it. So again, if you sign up with a subscription, you'll get $60 off the subscription, and then I'll send you cash back on the 40, right? So I think overall, this kind of goes through it, all goes through it. I want to highlight a couple of things that we talked about, because the most important thing to me, like if you feel like this is the tool that you would like to investigate whether or not it can make you that side hustle money, cool. If not, if you chose to be here because you wanted to make some sort of income. So earlier I talked about some of the key things that you should be looking at as you start to think about what that could look like. And I think the most important thing, and like I know I sound like a broken record, but I think it's missing in the affiliate space so much, is like believing in the product, seeing the results from yourself, and sharing from a place of wanting to help others that were in the same place as you, and that you can empathize with what they're going through. So 100% without a doubt. Michelle writes, so if I have a subscription and they buy the kit, I get $40. Sorry, Don. Okay, so if I have a subscription and they buy the kit. Okay, so let's say now the commission structure works in that you start at 10%, and as your volume increases, you get up to $40, or sorry, 40% in commission. So if a person that you've recommended to makes a purchase, you'll make a percentage of that sale. And if you buy the kit tonight, yes, it will go toward your circle sales, which involves both your sales and the people that you recommend sales, starting at 10%. Let me pull up. I wonder if I can share this page with you because I have it. Yeah, so you'll make 10% commission off of the purchase that you make on your account. Yes, final answer. I had to check. I had to double check. So think about how you want to create the side hustle money, whether you want it to be something that you make yourself, or that you're promoting products that you really, really love. Look for those products that you really, really love with a company that feels great, responds to your messages, is excited to work with you, is excited to, and values the contribution that you bring, because you're not only contributing the, hey, try this product, it's my favorite thing, but you're also contributing the experience that you have with the product and connecting with the individuals that you share it with. Does that make sense? So you have to believe in the product, and it takes a lot for me to believe in a product. I'm not willy-nilly with things, and I pull back when I notice that things are not right. And that is absolutely essential to me and the individuals that I work with on all of this. Like, if you decide to move forward specifically with Make, or even if you have questions, you have my email, you can send me an email anytime, even if it's not about this. The individuals that I work with on this, I really want to make sure that they love the product too, and they believe in the product too. Whether it's from a, I just really love this and I want to share, or a, I want to understand the science and I want to share, like, but I believe in this product because it's changed in some way. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions. You have my email. I'll stay on the chat here for a couple of minutes to make sure that everyone's taken care of. And I'll send the recording of this call to everyone who joined and who didn't join, so we can stay on top of all the things. Yeah, thanks for hanging out with me today.